Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel, and today for our video I'm going to be bringing you the dive light review of the ORCATORCH D800. I gotta say, this is an incredible flashlight and dive light. It has got to be the most useful and brightest flashlight that I've ever used in my entire life, bar none. This thing has a rotary tail switch which turns on its 2100 lumens of light. And I gotta say, this thing is incredibly clear underwater, especially with how well it penetrates like dark areas and very tannic water. This thing does very well at, which you're about to see in the video. I cannot give enough higher recommendations of this light right here. It is truly one of the best lights that I've ever used, but you just can't hear me talk about it and say good things. You actually gotta watch the videos. I tried to get some videos of the darkest places that I could. So the videos that you're mainly going to be seeing is from Jenny Springs, especially down in the Santa Fe River, where it's very, very tannic and dark and red. And also from the Weeki Wachee River over near Hospital Hole, where it is absolutely pitch black down there at around 70 feet. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Stay tuned and go check this guy out on Amazon by Outdoor Equipment Expert. Truly a great company to bring a great flashlight to the market. Check it out. Alright guys, so what you're seeing here is at the first spring where we're about 25 feet down. It's not really the darkest area that I could have filmed, but it still shows how clear the beam is and especially how bright it really does penetrate. This next one is really tannic, and it's a kind of a weird lighting situation, and it really does penetrate well. But this is where we start getting into a Hospital Hole, where it is incredibly dark down there, especially at the halo line, which is where the salinity in the water really picks up. So it's like incredibly foggy and dark down there. And as you can see next to my buddy's light, this light is performing incredibly well. She's using a decently expensive main dive light, whereas I am using the D800, and I gotta say, this thing really does penetrate well, and it doesn't actually have those like hard rings around the middle of the light. It's actually pretty smooth all the way through, which I am a huge fan of. This is just another portion of the dive. You can see me there checking my gauges. It was actually so bright that I couldn't put it directly over my gauges. As you can see, I had to use the outer lying like beam of that light to just be able to see what I'm trying to look at up close, just because of how much feedback you get from how bright this light is. It is just absolutely insane. So at the next portion right here, you guys are going to be seeing us look at some of the writing on the wall at the bottom of Hospital Hole. This is around the 50-foot mark, so it still is a little bit brighter than what you just saw before, but it's still going to be pretty dark as to show how bright this light is. I gotta say that 2100 lumens absolutely does its job, especially at the bottom where it is very, very dark. It penetrates well. Whenever I turn on that light, when I'm around a whole group of other divers with lights, especially at the beginning of this dive when we had about 7 or 8 of us all at the top, everyone else had their standard little flashlights, but when I turned this light on, it was like turning on the sun. It was just absolutely something else. Like I was holding the power of the sun in my hands. This is where we're getting into that more tannic water. I was doing some treasure hunting, or trash collecting, as some people like to call it. But we had a couple divers in there. We're looking for stuff at the bottom of the river. A lot of people drop stuff, you know. It just kind of falls to the bottom, bottles, cans. Found an iPhone, Samsung S9, stuff like that. But this light was actually very helpful in allowing me to locate a lot of that stuff, because it was so tannic, red, and dark that you just couldn't see anything at the bottom. It was such bad visibility that I really did need this light to be able to do anything down there, and I gotta give huge props to this light. But guys, like I said, it's an ORCATORCH light. It's made by Outdoor Equipment Expert. You can find them on Amazon. It is totally worth going to go check this guy out, and I 100% recommend it.